Welcome back, everyone, to FTLG. That was an amazing Kirby's Adventure speed run by Toshiro, and yeah, we got a PB in that run, so that's always hype to see. As a heads up, just as a quick reminder for our donations here for FTLG, donations are supporting Haven House, a children's hospice. Haven House offer a range of support to meet the well-being needs of individuals and families. This includes social opportunities for families to come together and meet others, for example, at sibling activity days and coffee mornings. Haven House also offers a 24-hour advice line, emotional and practical support, dads meetup groups, family days, and bereavement support. So every donation counts to benefit Haven House. And actually, speaking of donations, we had one last donation come in from Meowing Kitty, 20 pounds, saying GG's to Shiro. So thank you so much for that. And with that being said, I think we're good to go. So this is actually one of my favorite platformers ever, and I hope you're excited to see it as well. So here is Spyro 2 Ripto's Rage 100% with HammerHeadLabs. Take it away.
Hi everyone, I'm Hammerhead, and I'm going to be playing Spyro 2, one of my dearest games from my childhood. I guess I can go ahead and start the game, and I'll explain a bunch of things as we go. So, I'm going to say, let's go 3, 2, 1, let's go. So, the first level we're actually going to get into is we're going to be in a level, not in a home world, unlike some of the other Spyro games. We're going to be going right into Glimmer, which is one of our favorite levels. It's actually one of the most technical levels in the run, so it is a big reset point. One of the big movement techs that we actually do here is what's called a double jump. Basically, it's a bug in the game that basically allows us to get more height than than the developers intended us to get. So we're just going to use that, and we're just going to pop out of bounds right there. And the fun thing about this category is that none of the things that we do is really intended. We're gonna try to break this game, do things out of order as much as we can. And the first thing we're gonna do is light these lamps. Normally, you have to get 10 enemies to activate the super flame or the super fly right there. But instead, we're just gonna do what's called a flame charge jump, which is you hit flame, you hit charge, you hit jump in quick succession, and that allows you to angle your flame upwards, and we're just able to hit these lamps. We're gonna do that, and then you see that we have this little gem cutter here. We're just kind of escorting around. To get one of the orbs that we have to do is getting all of these lizards, and they don't spawn unless we escort the gem cutter around. So we're kind of doing two things at once right now. We're lighting these lamps again, these lizards. Oop, missed him there. We're just gonna try that again. And then, oop, we actually let one of these lamps go out, so we're just gonna get that there. So a little bit of time lost, but we're all right. So we got our first orb of the run. There are 64 orbs in this run. And we do have to get everything, and we have to get all the gems, all the talismans, which we'll see throughout the run. So right now, we got the outside lamps, then there's these inside lamps that we have to get. These ones, a little harder. Usually, you're not supposed to get these until later in the game. You actually have to unlock the climb ability, and then climb up to the little platform up there with the super fly power up. We're just gonna light all these lamps the same way we did the outside ones, just kind of going around doing these flames charge jumps. I missed that one there. We're gonna try to get this real quick. There we go, and we got them all on the first try.
Thanks for help.
It's amazing how different the tech in this game is than Reignited.
It is. I feel that it's a completely different game than Reignited. Because I actually ran Reignited here back in last July for the first FTLG event. Ran the same game, 100%, but in the Reignited version.
I've run 40 orbs in that game, or it's any percent NLS now is what it's called, but it's a great run. Great game.
Yeah, it's Reignited is actually what I got started speedrunning on about a year and a half ago. And then I decided to come over to the originals and, you know, start working on these. Alright, so we're coming out. We're actually back in the first area. Just gonna get this lizard up here. And usually the way you get the lizard is the gem cutter there. He gives you a rock, and you have to spit the rock to get the lizard, but we're just getting him early. The actual only one that we have to get the rock for is this last one, because there's no way to get him early. Ooh, come on. Just gonna aim up here. And then we're actually gonna collect these last 4 gems. And get the last orb, and that is it for Glimmer. We're just gonna pop out of bounds again and head over to the end. And one of the interesting things about this category is that basically the first, like, 20 minutes of the run is basically an any percent run. We're gonna rush to the end of the game and beat the final boss in like 20 minutes. And then we're gonna actually go back and do all the levels in pretty much reverse order. So we're going to Summer Forest. This is the hub world of the game. Basically, in this game, there's just a ton of collectibles. We have the orbs, which you get for like doing challenges, and you can just find them in some places. You have the gems, which is scattered around the world, all around, and we have to. That's mainly what we do our routing around, is the gems. And then we have talismans, which we got one at the end of Glimmer right there. We're actually not going to see another level for a little while. I'm just collecting gems because I'm not going to be coming back to this area later in the game. Oh, I just bonked on Hunter. I have to climb up these stairs again. Ooh, I fell again. Alright, we're fine. Everything's fine. Alright, let's go across here. And then we just want to make sure we have 500 gems to pay money bags to get the swim ability. It's actually the only time we see money bags in this game, is to buy swim, and that's the only ability that we need to buy, because we get everything else at the end. So we're just gonna go over here, get money bags.
Hello there.
It's gonna teach us how to swim. We're just gonna go pretty much to the end of the home world here. We're skipping all of these levels, just collecting gems as we go. And this is actually, this skip actually not a very difficult skip. We're gonna skip into the Crush boss fight right here. Getting gems as we go. We're gonna try to get the fairy skip. Got the fairy skip. So we're gonna come over here, this door, and we're gonna smash ourselves with this door by hitting the button. And we're just gonna double jump out of bounds, and then head into the Crush load zone. And we're gonna fight Crush, skipping 5 levels, I think. So Crush is a very interesting fight. Not too difficult. He has these pads that he stands on. The blue ones shoot like little electricity things, and it goes down whenever he actually stomps. So we're just gonna hit him in that little like frame, not framed, like the second or so where it's down. I'm just gonna try to manipulate him a little bit to get him on the pads where we want to. We want him on blue pads. They switch over to red, so he's gonna shoot fireballs, and he's gonna do. We're gonna take the damage because he normally shoots 2 for this round, but if you get hit, he automatically stops and starts going to the next one. So we're just gonna try to get him to go onto the pads that we want here. So, kind of messed that up a little bit. I think he's gonna go over to that red one on the right. But we want him to go on blue one, so I'm going to take another damage abuse here. Yeah, the big thing is we don't want to be sparksless coming out of here. Alright, we got him on the blue pad. If we're down to green sparks, it's fine. We just don't want to be sparksless coming out of the fight. And so we want him to come off that pad just a little bit. And now the last hit, we're just going to avoid the hit, and the rocks actually won't hurt us after the last hit, so you get a nice close-up there of Crush. And there we go, Crush is done. That's 1 out of the 3 bosses. Now, this is like one of the more... These 2 skips right here, Climb Skip and Gulp Skip, are the 2 big barriers of entry to this category. Luckily, we do these skips very early on in the run. So we're going to come over here and grab some gems on the way. We're going to get on top of this portal. We're going to do a nice double jump and a wall glide here to get up here. Grab this orb, and this jump is pretty tricky right here. Especially starting off. We're going to center the camera a little bit. Ooh. Try that again. There we go. Got up here. Yeah. Gulp skip is one of the... Oh, I usually don't mess that up. All right, we'll try it again. We'll run it back. It's one of the more like revolutionary skips found in this game. And the way it was found is insane. If you want a little more history on the skip, I know the Rixer's video on Spyro 2. I think it's called The Man Who Broke Spyro in Half. Definitely check that out. It's a really good video. I go back and watch it every once in a while. But basically, we're skipping the ability to climb. So we don't have to pay money back because we don't have the gems for it. And we get up here to the top of the tower. This is probably one of my favorite glides in the game. And it's really calming, really nice, and it really shows the technology used in this game. So there's no like draw distance or anything. You'll see like a lot of the textures are out of focus when they're far, and then as you get closer, they show more texture and everything. So it's present in the first 3 Spyro games, and really, I think having no like draw distance that you need to worry about is what makes the game feel like it hasn't aged, that bad. I think it still looks really good. Now this is Gulp Skip. So right here, there's a wall that I'm gonna try to clip into. And what I want to do is I want to get my spines pretty parallel to the edge of the wall. And I'm gonna turn my camera and just tap left. I'm gonna try to clip into this wall here. There we go, I'm in the wall. I'm gonna jump. And there we go. First try Gulp Skip. Love to see it.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that is definitely one of the hardest tricks in the run. It's a big barrier to entry for a lot of people. It took me hours to get it just once. But, with practice, it does get easier, it does get more consistent. And now we're on Gulp, which is, if you've ever ran any Spyro game, Gulp is like the bane of your existence.
Agreed. Big
yeah.
agree.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So he has different phases here. The first 3 phases are guaranteed to be barrels, bombs, and then rockets. And then after that, it's all RNG what they drop. You ideally want rockets and barrels. Rockets are the best because what we're going to do here, because it's all going to be rockets. Well, I'm going to just avoid these hits real quick. Aim at him and then pick up another rocket and then just pick up and just shoot him again. So now everything is going to be all RNG. If the birds just drop barrels and bombs, I'm just going to take the hits as I get them. But if he drops a rocket, all right, just drop barrels. Ooh. All right, that's not good. He knocked that other barrel out of the way. I was going to knock that one at him. That's fine.
Yeah, the RNG in this fight can be so brutal.
Yeah. There we go. And then the birds can drop eggs on him, and it just breaks the eggs, and you don't get any weapons. He can shoot some of the eggs, and it destroys some of the weapons. Ooh. We're going to try to not shoot that one. They're the rockets. We're going to grab this. And then hopefully... Alright, there's a barrel that spawned. I'm just going to wait here. Hit him with the barrel, and then hit him with the rocket. So, pretty decent Gulp fight so far. All we do is just hope for good drops, and then try to maximize on them as much as possible. I'm going to come over here, get this rocket. And I did see a barrel over here, so we're going to try to lead. Oh, he knocked that barrel out of the way. I'm just going to wait for another rocket or another barrel to spawn. Oh, yeah, you could run right through the eggs and you don't get anything from that. So, oh, he did it to both of those.
Oh, no.
Alright, we're just going to see what they drop. There we go. Alright, he didn't hit that barrel, so we're going to hit this barrel at him.
And you still got that rocket.
Yep. Yeah, one of the fun things, too, is that when Gulp lands, he, like, launches you in the air, so I like to double jump before it and just try to get as much height as I can, just for fun. Gonna avoid these hits, and then, you know, just whatever drops here, we're just gonna hit him with. And there we go, that's Gulp.
GG's. It's a hard fight.
Oops, I accidentally paused. And now we're in the last homeworld, Winter Tundra. And again, we don't have head bash ability, so we have to skip. We have to get into the castle somehow. And what we're going to do is we're just going to use some of the geometry on the outside to get into the castle. Get these gems here. And we're just going to come right over here. There's a little archway you can stand on. Just come right over here, and you have to get the line up just right. And get on the wall. And now we're in the castle, skipping the head bash ability that we need to get. We come right out here. So one thing that I should note is that certain portals aren't active yet. And when they aren't active, their loading zone is actually directly beneath where they should be. So we're going to go into Dragon Shores right now. And Dragon Shores you actually don't unlock until you beat the game. So we're actually going to come out of bounds. Get this set up right. And then hit that loading trigger, and we're going to go into Dragon Shores. There's actually no percentage we gain from Dragon Shores. But if you played this game before, you know if you get 100% in the game, you unlock a Super Flame power-up that you get to keep for the entire game. But we don't have 100% yet, so we're just going to skip out of bounds right here. This is one of the, actually, a lot of people say this is the hardest double jump to get out of bounds in the game. Oops. Oh, come on. We're going to get on the wall here. Come out of bounds. It's very important to not swim here. So I'm going to take a little safe. If you swim, you crash the game, and you have to reboot. We're just going to come under. We're going to get the Super Flame, and leave. Skipping the need to 100% the game before we get it. And this is one of the most busted abilities in the game. You'll see here when we go into Ripto. So we're actually going to do another skip into Ripto, because Ripto's door requires 40 orbs, and we only have like 5, I think. 5 or 6. So we're going to come out of bounds again. We're going to go to the same spot. And this is one of the most more notorious like tricks in Spyro games is to swim in air. So we're just going to try to line up. Ooh, I bonked. We're gonna try to bonk, or not bonk. We're gonna get a swim in air. We basically hit like the edge of the water plane while still staying out of bounds, and it allows us to like freely swim, swim in air as the name suggests. So we're gonna try it again. There we go, perfect. And we're just gonna swim underneath, out of bounds, right behind Ripto's door, and into Ripto's arena.
Bye.
And oh, go ahead.
Oh no, I was gonna say bye, Laura.
Oh yeah, bye, Laura. Yeah, I think that's the last time we see her. I think she despawned.
Spyro.
Oh wow.
But we get to see how busted this Super Flame ability is. We're just gonna shoot Ripto a bunch. Normally this fight, Hunter drops these orbs that give us like power-ups like the Super Flame, a Supercharge, or like some weird acid spit that you like never see in other parts of the game.
And it's also RNG which orbs he drops.
Yeah, it is RNG. So this is actually the only part of the fight that's normal, because you normally have these abilities for this part of the fight. But yeah, we basically just breeze past the first 2 phases. Ooh, got hit get there. That's fine. And then we're on to the final phase of Ripto. And it's gonna, you know, just try to track in, get the hits in when we can. And yeah, he's gonna finish up over here. And Ripto's gone. That's that's pretty much almost the any percent run. Any percent run skips a few more things. But yeah, Ripto's dead in 18 minutes. So now we're gonna go and play the entire game backwards, and triggering that last cutscene gives us basically in the end cutscene money back, pays you back for everything he paid him, but we didn't pay for really anything. And you usually pay him for the abilities, but because we skipped them, when you trigger that last cutscene, you unlock the rest of the abilities, the climb and the head bash. Oh,
no, go ahead.
I was gonna say, and you unlock super sparks, which basically he has like a super extended range and allows you to pick up gems from super far away.
I was gonna ask, do you still have to pay for levels in this?
Nope.
Oh wow.
Yeah, you pretty much only pay money back for swim, and then that is it. And then you just go around and collecting everything else.
So at the end of the game, like those levels that you would normally pay, are they unlocked?
Yeah, they're already unlocked.
Nice.
So this is Robotica. This was one of my least favorite levels as a kid, mainly because I don't like bugs. And robot bugs are a little scarier. But we're gonna try to get to the end pretty quickly here. I do need to... This is like one of the few levels where I actually need to activate the power-up gate. So I do need to manage to kill 15 enemies at some point. So I'm just gonna take the hits when I can. Try to snipe them out of the air. Basically the way you snipe is you basically charge jump, glide, and then you can flame, and then it just shoots the fireball up in the air. Robotica, it's pretty straightforward. You run through the level, you do, and you just get the enemies, get the gems on the way. There's a couple challenges that you do. Actually, in Winter Tundra, you don't get talismans for the levels. You get orbs at the end. So we're gonna run through. We're gonna get the orb at the end. All right, how many? That's 14 enemies. Okay, so we are perfect on enemies. We don't need to go out of my way. And I'm gonna try to do a little cutscene skip here. I'm gonna try to get the mystery base here, which is the mystery base is a base that pretty much disappears and goes backwards through the level. I think I missed it, so we got the little cutscene there. So you have to go backwards through the level, tracking down that mystery base until you pretty much get back to the beginning, and it explodes and there's a bunch of gems there. So we're just gonna kind of route around that. Oops.
Do we have time for a quick donation?
We do.
Awesome. We have a £5 donation from Pat V saying, Goon. Sorry about that. He's from my community, but thank you, Pat, for that donation. And we actually are 55 pounds away from that 2,500-pound goal, so feel free to get your donations in. Every little bit counts.
All right. So these barn doors are the only thing on the track that you can't destroy with the super flame, so we do have to use a supercharge for that. Explode that one. We're gonna try to hit all these vases. The unfortunate thing is that when you destroy vases and stuff, when you're in supercharge, you actually don't get the gems from it. So we do have to go across it a second time, but we're just gonna try to get as much as we can here. That purple gem, always a pain to get. You have to supercharge around a couple times. So we're gonna get the last part of the mystery base, and it explodes into a bunch of gems. I'm gonna try to snipe the last pumpkin there. Didn't get it, so we just gotta aim and do it, and it warps us back here. And then we're actually almost done with Robotica. We're gonna just clean up some gems, and I think yeah. Or actually, no, I got all the bases. I did miss that basket there. Usually I'd carry supercharge throughout this and throughout the last part, but because I had to stop and get a base. And there we go. That's Robotica done. And now we're going on to Metropolis. Metropolis is another level we have to go out of bounds and hit the loading zone beneath to skip into, because it usually doesn't activate until you have, I think, 24, 25 orbs. So we're pretty much going to go to the exact same spot where we just went to skip into Ripto and get into Dragon Shores. Come right over here. And instead of going right, we're just going to turn left. And there's the portal, and we're just going to go right underneath. I think that's the last level skip that we have to do. Now, we're going from one of my least favorite levels as a kid to one of my favorite levels as a kid. I'm always a fan of like futuristic levels. I'm also getting stuck on something there. And one of the things that you learn when playing this category is how to trust Sparks. It's a meme in the Spyro running community. That's, you know, Sparks is a pain. He misses a bunch of gems, but you do have to learn, you know, how to trust him. You know, when he's going to pick up gems and when he's not going to. But luckily, with like the Super Sparks ability, he does get a little more trustworthy, so you can just kind of run through certain areas and get all the gems.
Yeah, you kind of have to be like max distance. Yeah, for some of them, like you can't,
yeah,
sort of thing.
Yeah, there some gems that he always misses. I run right through him and he misses.
Even though you're right next to it.
Yeah. Alright, I'm going to do another little out of bounds to skip into the last area. Do a little hover. And then this is the UFO portion. There's a bunch of these UFOs flying around that we have to get, and I'm going to try to, you know, weave them into gem collection here. So I'm just going to come down here, get a lot of the out-of-the-way gems while I have Superfly. And then just kind of get some of the UFOs as I pass them. I'm going to try to break as much as I can while I have, like, some downtime, you know, in between the UFOs and everything. Oh, I missed him. Alright. And the last one should be, yeah, he's right over here. Yeah, they are on a cycle, depending on how quickly you get out here. And then there is a second phase where there's 5 UFOs, which start on a cycle, which is consistent here at the beginning. So we're gonna quickly get 3 of them and then do get some gems real quick on the way. Try to knock down and break as much as I can. Just try to get as little downtime as possible. Here. I'm just gonna drop down. Well, I only have 1 UFO left and I have plenty of time. Alright, and that's all 4 orbs of Metropolis. We're just gonna do a little bit of gem cleanup here. I'm gonna grab Super Lame just in case I miss something. One of the most painful things about 100% categories is missing gems. If you miss gems, then you have to go like out of your way, and it takes up a lot of time to find the missed gems sometimes, especially if you miss it like way like at the beginning of the level, especially here on like levels where I end at the very end of the level. So it does eat up a lot of time. And with this room, I should have everything. I don't think I missed anything. Yep, and Metropolis complete. Alright, and now we are going to head into the first speedway. Speedways are They're shorter levels. Basically, you have 32 objectives. They're grouped into four groups of 8, and you have to get them all in a certain amount of time, depending on the speedway. So I'm just gonna come out here to this little secret area. And then this is actually an intended route. It's not any out of bounds or anything, because there's an orb up here that you need to get. Oh, I need to make sure I get that red on the way out. Because if you don't actually collect it before you hit the portal, you don't collect it. So I'll need to get that on the way out, but it shouldn't be too bad. So yeah, so this is Canyon Speedway. I'm gonna go and get all these, I think they're goats? I don't actually know. But yeah, you have 32 objectives in 4 groups of 8, and we're just going to try to beat it as quickly as possible. And then in Spyro 2, Spyro 1, you just have the Speedway. Spyro 2, you have Speedway and then like a little bonus objective by Hunter. You've got a little glimpse of him there, which gives you an orb. So we're gonna finish this off. We're gonna go against all the tractors here, and a lot of these speedways, if you do like the quicker routes, you have like plenty of time to spare.
Quick question.
Yes.
So there was a poll for this run where you can change Spyro's color. Is that like a purple one? So I was going to say, does that come up at a certain part in this run, or is that, you know, the pause and you change like you put like a cheat code and stuff there?
Oh, there are cheat codes for the colors, but purple was like the original, like OG Spyro.
Oh, so this.
Yeah, so this.
Okay, alrighty. Because I know, like in Reignited, you could still make him purple, but all purple and stuff.
Yeah. There's no like actual like full purple in this one, so I just took it as the
OG,
the original color. Yeah.
Nice, good to know.
Yeah, so this is the bonus minigame, a little bit of an auto-scroller, just shoot the 25 targets as you go. A lot of people like to just spam pew 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 in the chat when it goes on, because that's all you hear, and it's a lot louder than a lot of the other parts of the game. But it's just a little bit of an auto-scroller. We're just gonna go through. And it does mess me up a little bit because it is inverted, and I don't like inverted aiming. But that is it for Canyon Speedway. We're gonna go into Mystic Marsh next, which is one of my favorite like routings of a level, because one of the orb challenges has you go like all around the level, visiting places multiple times. You'll see it when I get there. It's gonna do a little homeworld stuff. Ooh. Sparks is eating, so we can get that gem. Yeah, now we're back outside where we first started in this homeworld. We're gonna I actually could have just shot that. That's fine. You have to head bash these rocks, but the everything else you can pretty much shoot, even stuff that you normally can't flame. The super flame allows you to break them. So Mystic Marsh, very interesting routing. We're gonna start the Professor Challenge really early on, and basically it's a big old fetch quest. We have to go around and like trade items. Oop. I have to get these elephants because they are a menace. You have to trade items around, and the spots are just all around the level. So we're just gonna do that kind of as quickly as we're gonna start and pretty much end with this challenge, and we're gonna get everything else in between. The unfortunate thing is that with items in our mouth, we actually don't get a flame, so we don't get the super flame power up. So I'm gonna try to spit it out and just try to get as much flaming in as I can, getting all these enemies that you can't charge or that are like super annoying. And then pick up the egg. Ooh, missed that gem. And we're gonna come up here to this fountain. We're gonna get on top of this fountain real quickly. hopefully quickly. This jump gave me a lot of trouble in my PB, so there we go. And basically we're going to skip to the end. We're not going to get the end of the level orb just yet. We're going to come up here and activate the Thieves minigame, which they stole this guy's spark plugs. And we have to go around and beat them. Luckily, with Super Flame... okay. Luckily, that did not land on the edge. I've had that happen where the egg lands on an edge and you can't pick it up.
What? Oh.
Pretty much meaning that you can't... you have to restart the challenge, which does eat a lot of time. So I'm gonna get these... I don't know what animal they actually are. But we're gonna get them with the Super Flame. And you'll see me, when I flame them, I lose control of Spyro. And there's a little, like, spark plug animation that plays. And the way to pretty much... almost, you don't get a fully skip it. The way you get to, like, almost skip it is you just pause and unpause the game, and the spark plug disappears, and you get to continue on. So we try the egg for a seed. Before we pick up the seed, we're gonna flame this thief. And I lose control. I'll just pause and unpause, and I get control Spyro again. So you can see this minigame just has us go all around the level, back and forth, and we're just going to try to do it as efficiently as possible. We're going to spit the seed into the pot, and we're going to get the little duck. I don't know if the duck is supposed to be real or not, but we'll just leave that up to your imagination.
I always assumed they were like rubber ducks.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. But for some reason, the mama duck over here that we're gonna give it to seems to like it. And
yeah, she's as happy as a clam when those rubber ducks are with her.
Yeah. And then she's gonna give us, I think, the radish. I think it's a radish. I'm not 100% sure. Alright, come over here, and then I have blue spark, so I'm not gonna worry about getting the frog. The big thing in this game is that you don't want to go sparkless, because as you can see, Sparks is like super overpowered, and you can just kind of breeze through certain areas of the game without having to worry too much. But if you're Sparkless, you have to... Oop, I missed him. You have to collect all the gems yourself, which is not fun. There are Sparkless runs people do this game, which are absolutely crazy. I don't know how they do it. But yeah, you have to physically touch every single gem that you pick up. And yeah, it's not fun when you get it in like a normal run. Alright, I'm gonna try to shoot that in there. I think I missed it, but we're fine. We're just gonna pick it up, put it in the pot. And then we get the coin. And then where do coins go? We're gonna go make a wish and go through the coin in the fountain over here. I'm gonna make sure I get all 3 of those gems. And then got the little pop-up for 400 out of 400 gems, so we didn't miss any. And we're gonna pick up the pencil and go give it back to the professor, and that should be the end of the level.
My pencil.
Yeah, and then when you do complete a level, there is like a little tiny thing that pops up saying, you know, level complete. You can pause and exit before that. I like to give that little half second to give me that extra confirmation that I got everything, because it's very easy to miss a gem. I've forgotten whole talismans before. I remember I did a run in Reignited where I completely forgot to do, which one was it? It was Turtle Soup 2, and I had to like completely go back and like re-enter the level for it. It's pretty annoying. So I always take that little extra like half a second of safety. So we're going into Cloud Temples here. Cloud Temples pretty straightforward. Gonna get some gems here at the beginning, and One of the bigger skips that we do in this level is we're going to avoid the need to kill 21 enemies, because 21 enemies take a long time to kill. And we're going to use some double jumping. We're going to use our super flame to do the what's the name of it? The bell towers, I think it's called. I don't actually know what the challenge. A lot of the challenges have like names for them, but I usually don't check them. I am just gonna. You can skip over like the wall here, but it's really annoying because these guys steal your camera. Also, I don't think I got both of those green gems because I think I hit a fodder. No, I didn't. So it is a little annoying when Sparks eats fodder because he doesn't pick up gems for you while he does it. So you do have to rely on a lot of like sound and visual cues, just to make sure you're getting all the gems. Because, like I said, 100%, you need everything. You need all the gems. All the gems, all orbs, all talismans. We're just gonna... Usually, when you get the 21 enemies and activate this little, like, goblin spawn, and that's supposed to be like a freeze power-up right there. That you flame the little goblins, and you climb on them to get up and flame those bells. So we're just gonna... But with the super flame, you can just shoot the bells.
Spyro.
Makes it so much easier. All right. We're gonna come over here. We're gonna try to grab a lot of these gems just in the way, and we're actually gonna shoot the next guy from underneath, and it's gonna warp us up to the platform up here. Yeah, there is another sequence break in this part of the level that I usually don't go for, because I don't know if there's really a backup for it. So I'm just gonna go through this normally, and then we're gonna do the Agent Zero mission, which is a stealth mission in Spyro, which is kind of weird to say. But basically, we're just going to try to tail this guy, Agent Zero. I don't know why that happens, but he's not supposed to start going till you get behind the tree, but sometimes he like catches me immediately, even before I go on the tree. But we're just going to hide behind these trees, and then just try to collect everything as we go. I do have to be mindful of like the doors here, because they will close in your face. And if I don't stand in the right spot, if I stand too far back, they'll just close. Like right here, I always get got by this door because I stand too far back and just close on my face, and you have to restart this challenge. Just while he's there, he's not going to look at me anymore. I'm going to shoot that to explode it. And then we get the orb. And then this is actually the end of Cloud Temples. Just going to do this last second gem cleanup. And then we're actually fully done with Winter Tundra. We're just going to collect a few more gems of Winter Tundra, get one more orb, and then we're going to go back to Summer Forest, which is the first place that we started, and then clean up those levels there. As I finish up here, we do have time for some donations, if there are any.
None right now, but I can give more information just about this organization in general, because I know we got lots of awesome folks coming in, first-time chatters, etc. So just a little more info about FTLG, For the Love of Gaming, abbreviated as FTLG, is a charity-based speedrun marathon series hosted twice throughout the year. The goal of FTLG is to raise awareness and money for various charity organizations organizations, as well as promoting their cause. We love to showcase many variations of games during our events, having a bit of every genre to be showcased by speedrunners from all across the globe. We love what we do.
All right, so we are heading into Colossus. This is one of the more like memorable levels that people actually have when I talk to them, because of these little monk guys. They have like the little chant that people love. We're gonna skip most of them, unfortunately, but and then you actually get the little hockey mini game that we get.
I'm so bad at that.
Yeah, it's really tough, especially to do it quick. Ooh, I didn't get that jump, so we do get to hear the little chant that everybody knows and loves. Little Y-I-I-yum. Flame that. But we're gonna do a lot of these little like double jumps to get on ledges that you're normally not supposed to get onto. Oops. Yeah, so one of the more finicky thing about the double jump is that I'm having a little trouble with this right here. Is that you can't be holding a direction when you actually do it, and the way it's done is basically you have to hold no directions, and you just hit X and then square, and then depending on the timing of it, you get more or less height for it. But yeah, you can't be holding a direction, or else you just kind of dive bomb. Oop, all right. Yeah, see, that time, like, I didn't space out my square and X, and I didn't get the height that I wanted to. We're just gonna try it again. Come on, I need to stop bonking on there. This jump always gives me trouble. There we go. Alright, we're gonna activate the professor. We're gonna see the professor again. We're gonna activate another one of his challenges. Basically, this one is to flame these 10 statues that got possessed by those little spirits. I think I got both of the things through the wall. Yeah, I did. Okay. And we're just gonna go around freeing them. Luckily, you can do it with the super flame, so you don't have to be super close to them. But yeah, the double jump in this game just really makes it so you can absolutely like break these levels, and it's really fun to do because it makes it like really easy to get out of bounds and everything. Come on. This is another double jump I have a little trouble with. We're gonna try to get in. There we go. And one thing you can do to get like a little bit extra height is if you let go of all the inputs, Spyro does like a little flop. That goat always hits me. And it does allow you to get on some platforms that you aren't normally able to. Like already outside of what you already aren't supposed to get onto. But we're gonna go do hockey right now. There is a quick way of getting like quick shots on hockey. It is pretty difficult. I'm gonna attempt them, but if not, it's alright. We're fine. Gonna try to get all these gems. Yeah, Spyro 2 is one of the only games where I don't completely hate the ice physics. Ice physics in a lot of games are like so much of a pain, but I think Spyro actually controls fairly well on the ice. Just the annoying thing is sometimes you just go past this puck and he doesn't pick it up. Alright. Yeah, it is a little bit of RNG where he throws the puck. Sometimes you can adjust for it, but if you're trying to go quick, it's a little harder. But it's pretty easy to score on him, and even if you do miss it, it's just a few seconds. There we go. That's what it's supposed to look like. But yeah, see, he like knocks it way to the side sometimes, but we're just gonna take it, and yeah, all it is just a quick little like right press, and you could score on him pretty easily. Yeah, you have to be mindful because sometimes the puck gets stuck in those little outlets there on the side, so you have to kind of watch out for that. And now we're gonna do one-on-one, which is, if you don't have the Super Flame, is a little difficult. But with the Super Flame, it does make it a little bit easier. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna, he's actually behind me, so I do need to watch out. Just gonna flame him, grab the puck, quick score. It is easier if you let him get the puck, because trying to chase down the puck is a little difficult. Ooh. What is that? Like here, you have to kind of go a little bit back and forth. I'm going to try to get this before the goalie hits it. And just do turn here and shoot there. All right. All right. So he shot a little bit in front of me, so it's a lot easier to see. It's flame, pick up, do a quick little turnaround, and score. But yeah, pretty straightforward. A lot easier with the Super Flame. He's behind me again. I like it much better when he goes in front. Just so I could see a little bit more. Ooh. Oh my god, four behind me. Alright. There's Hockey. We actually get what's called a skill point, which is beating him. There's a bunch of different skill points in this game. They're not required for 100%. Just a little bonus thing that you can get. There was one for being speedways in certain amounts of times. That one was for scoring on him without him scoring once on you. Nice, you get a nice little like sound and you get an extra life out of it. Luckily, with the rest of the run, lives aren't that much of an issue because we'll be getting actually quite a bit. And since we're just so like overpowered and everything, we don't really get hit too much. One of the techs I haven't mentioned yet is what's called flame charging, which you'll see me do. So if something is like in a vase or any form of container, usually what happens in the game is if you flame it, the gem just drops and lands on the floor and then you pick it up. But if you charge it, it homes in on you. So what you can do is flame and then charge right after, and then you get the gems to home in on you even while you're just charging. So makes it a little bit more optimal for routes in your lines and everything. But if you do miss it, you have to like turn back and re-get it. So that's Colossus. Now we're going into Idle Springs, which has one of pretty much the most pure RNG aspect of this game, which is the fish. You'll see it in a sec. It's really annoying sometimes. I'll explain more as I get there. But one of the first things, it's part of the challenge from I think his name's Form Bob that we'll see here. He has a series of 3 puzzles. The first one we'll see right now is there's a bunch of like stones that we have to step on and it changes colors. And it was a puzzle that definitely stumped me as a kid because when you step on one, it changes the color of the 2 next to it. And it starts with some lit, and you have to like figure out which ones to jump on. But through advanced research and technology, we figured out that you just jump on the 4 corners. Oop, I did not jump on the corner. You just jump on the 4 corners, and it's solved. Now it's time for the RNG portion, which is the fish. We're going to be flaming some fish into the idol's mouth up here because apparently he's hungry. I don't know how. I don't know where his stomach is. But there are blue, orange, and red fish. You want to flame the blue and the orange into his mouth. And not the red, because if you flame the red into his mouth, he throws up some of the fish and it like starts over. Sometimes the red fish come in numbers. It's like a swarm of them. They'll come one right after another, and it is very painful because you can't do anything about it. And also there's these like big gaps between fish sometimes. Yeah, see, red. I think my first ever run of this, I think I got 22 redfish in this section, which is a lot. Anything under 10 is, you know, pretty good, but obviously you want as little as possible, and I'm just getting a ton of redfish right now. Another redfish. Alright, we're seeing one more. No redfish. Redfish. There we go. Alright.
Okay, Spyro.
That was alright. It wasn't perfect, but it was alright. This is another level where we need to defeat... we need 8 enemies in this level to activate the supercharge, which we'll do at the end of the level. So I'm going to manage how many enemies I kill. There are some that you do have to kill to like progress through the level, so I do take those into account. And then I just pretty much do as much as I can, because you have the enemies that are chasing these little guys, and basically when I get into an area, I just want to flame the enemy as quickly as possible so we can start unlocking the next door earlier. And I just kind of do whatever I can in the meantime. But over here is the last of the challenges. Basically, spoiler alert if you don't want to know how to solve it. The puzzle is you just have to step on the one that has a matching property with the one you stepped on before, and you solve it. And then it actually teleports you back to this room, and we're going to use that treasure chest to get a lot of height. I'm going to try to set this up well. Just going to try to shove in there, get a bunch of height, and go out of bounds right there. Or not out of bounds, but go through that window that you're not supposed to. And it is very satisfying when you get that. You just shove your face into that treasure chest and you get shot up. But basically, it's the treasure chest proxy, which basically, if you don't know what proxies are, it's basically like when hitboxes collide in a spot where you're not supposed to. And the game doesn't like it, so it tries to eject Spyro and pretty much ejects him upwards. Alright. I do need to make sure I get all those gems because some of them I do miss. There is a green one on that little first loop I do with the supercharge that I miss all the time, and it's annoying, and I have to go back for it. But it looks like I got it, so we're just gonna go ahead, and there's actually only 2 orbs in this level, so we're gonna come back here, we're gonna get the talisman. And then we're gonna be closing up here on Idle Springs. Alright, coming up here. Yeah, you can see the power of like those flame charges that I mentioned earlier. You can go like in between like 2 baskets and like hit the wall and charge, and the 2 like gems home in on you, and it's so nice. So we're gonna go back into the home world, and we're gonna go talk with Hunter, and he's gonna teach us how to jump and glide and hover. You know, almost an hour into the run after we've been doing it the entire time. Okay. So thank you, Hunter. Really appreciate the help. And he has an.
No, I was just gonna joke and say he just wants to remind you.
Oh yeah. Thank you, Hunter, for the reminder. But he does have orbs, which we need. I don't know why he just has them and he doesn't give it to us already.
Wow.
But yeah, here's a tricky jump that I need to get. We're gonna try to double jump and hover optimally, get up there. And I'm gonna do another swim in air right here, which is actually a pretty simple swim in air. If anybody wants to try this out, it's not that hard, and if you want to show off to your friends something cool that you learned today, This is it. So we're just going to come up here to this little section of the wall, and we're just going to charge into it and get on top. And we're going to swim there, and we're going to go skip all the way out of bounds. Oh, there actually is a Laura right there. Apparently I lied, but we don't talk to her. But yeah, we're just going to use the swim in air to get a bunch of like these gems and stuff, and the orb up here, so we don't have to climb up here, just waste a bunch of time. And then we're going to go into Ocean Speedway, and instead of talking to Allura to activate the portal, we're just going to go into the loading zone directly underneath. Oh, and I missed it. It's a little hard to hit invisible loading zones. This is Ocean Speedway, the second speedway that we're going to see. This is actually like my least favorite speedway, because I do fail it sometimes. But we're going to get all the boats here. Really easy to like hit the water and in that section, and really annoying. And if you fail on a speedway, it's a minute plus, like no matter what. So definitely don't want to do that. I'm gonna try to get like some of these carts as they pass by. Some of them aren't needed because I'm gonna pretty much go through all of them anyway. But it is nice to get some of them early. Because you can't miss them because I'm gonna be supercharging against them. So you can kind of go around them, and but we're just gonna finish up here, and then we're gonna do the orb challenge right after. And challenge, usually it's the challenges are hidden with an NPC. So we gotta go talk to, I think, Princess here? Oh, Queen. The Queen. I'm sorry. But talk to the Queen, and we're gonna race Hunter through the... Well, not really racing. We just gotta go through within a certain amount of time behind him. Just through all these rings in order. If you gotta... when he flies through them, they turn green and they start shrinking, so you definitely don't want to fall too far behind. And if they fully disappear, then you fail the challenge and have to restart it. There is a quicker way to go through this, to where you get one of the rings early, and it allows you to have like more time for some of the later rings, and basically allows you to pretty much bypass Hunter, so you don't need him anymore. But we're just gonna go through normally. It's not that much slower, and it is safer.
The worst with the speedways is if like one little pixel hits the water, then it's like, oh, well.
Yep, yeah. All right, and we are just finishing up. And we do have half the orbs in the game. That's 32 orbs. And then we're going to go on to Hurkos. Hurkos, I've heard, some people's favorite, some people's least favorite. You do get to hear... so the voice actor for Spyro, Tom Kenny, he also voices SpongeBob, and he also voices other characters in this game, which are the little guys in Hurkos right here. So... we're going to hear them a little bit, but they pretty much sound exactly like SpongeBob. But yeah, Tom Kenny is like one of my favorite voice actors, and he did voice Spyro in Reunited as well, so...
He also voices Heifer from Rocko's Modern Life.
Yeah, he voices a ton. If you've seen a cartoon, you've probably heard Tom Kenny. But yeah, you also have these enemies in here, the robots and the big yellow guys, which might resemble another one of Insomniac's games that they made after the Spyro trilogy. Ooh, trying to get up here. Alright, didn't fall off there.
Spyro.
But yeah, these orb challenges are basically little platforming sections.
The next block.
But they pretty much get completed when you get to the NPC. So you just skip through. You don't have to actually do any of the platforming challenges to get the orb. Oops.
Thanks for shutting.
All right. So if you've noticed, there's like a bunch of like these electric gates. Usually you have to collect diodes and unlock the metal gate or the electric gates. But we just kind of skip past them. And luckily, I don't know why the game is like that, like this, but you can go through them backwards and it doesn't matter. Like usually you'll bonk off of them, but you can just go through them backwards, so you don't actually need to unlock them if you skip past them, which is super nice. Otherwise, I wouldn't know what to do. Yeah, Hurricos is a level. There is a supercharged power up that you have to unlock, or that you usually have to unlock to break those big fans, and that's what allows you to do the platforming challenge in this level. But you can just flame them with the flame those fans with the super flame power up. We actually only need to destroy the one. Because you don't need any of the buttons for anything. Alright, I got all those gems. Alright, and we are coming up to the last section here of Hurricos. This is a pretty slow orb challenge. Basically, you have to put all these little like lightning stones in these little pedestals, and thieves will come and like take them out, and you have to flame the thieves. And the unfortunate thing is that even if you put them all in quick enough, you still have to defeat all the thieves, and they only spawn if you have some of them in. So I'm just gonna try to put as many as I can and spawn as many thieves as I can, and try to get them all without having to go back and forth too much. Because when you do it this game casually, you pretty much have to go back and forth a ton. Alright. Where are they at? I hear them. There's one. Ooh, I hear another one. Alright. Yeah, there's three. So this is like a little like auto-scroller section. So if there are any donations, this is a good time for them.
Actually, interesting you mentioned that, because yeah, no new donations have come in, but since you brought up voice actors, we're actually providing 2 signed prints by Yuri Lowenthal. He's providing, one from Composite 1 and 2, one of each that are found on his Streamily. And yeah, if you don't know who he is, he's best known for his work as Ben Tennyson in Ben 10, Sasuke in Naruto, and also he voices Yosuke in Persona 4. So, I was going to say, one print will go to the top donator and the other will be picked randomly. So if you want to learn more, hit giveaway there in the chat. I'll actually put it in there right now. And we are still only 55 pounds away from our goal of 2,500 pounds. So yeah, feel free to get those donations in. Every little bit counts.
All right. We're coming up to the end here. I don't know if you saw, I had something that happened that I've never seen before. One of the orbs, or one of the stones, it like disappeared and then like reappeared. It was very weird. I don't know what happened. But, you know, something new. Always things happening during marathons. But yeah, we're just gonna get the last 2 thieves here. All the Thunderstones in place. Or Lightning Stones, I don't know. Thunderstones is Pokemon. And we are done with Hurricos. And really quickly, we're going to go into Sunny Beach. It's right next here. And with this level, normally there is a Super Flame power-up that you have to unlock when you get, like, I think 11 enemies. But because we have Super Flame, we don't need to worry about it. And usually this level requires a bunch of, like, backtracking and going back and forth between rooms, getting Super Flame, destroying some boxes. We're just going to get all the boxes as we go, so it does make this level so much quicker. You'll see that there's like a box here that I destroy right at the beginning, which usually, if you don't have Super Flame, you have to do it last. Oops, didn't get over that wall first try. Alright, make that jump, but we're okay. So yeah, so you have these turtle boxes that are just scattered throughout the level. There's 7 of them. And usually you have to, you know, come back and get that one last at the end, but we could do it right at the beginning.
Yeah, and that flame is like timed, so you have to do those boxes real quick.
Yeah, yeah. So if you do run out of time, you have to go and like refresh the Super Flame, and really annoying if you don't get it, but it makes it super nice. All right. We do have to flame some of these turtles to get them to open the next door. And I'm just going to try to collect all these gems on the way. Alright, and then I'm actually not going to use this turtle. We're going to climb up here because we did unlock the climb ability. And we're just gonna come right over here. Yeah, those I think they're, I don't know. We had a discussion in my chat one day whether those are ducks or penguins. I still don't know what exactly they are, but
The guys with the inner tubes?
yeah.
I always thought they were penguins. At least they look like that in Reignited, but could be wrong.
Yeah, I don't know what was fully intended, but they're birds.
Big jolly birds.
Yeah. All right, we're gonna get this turtle up here, and then come in here for the talisman. Hopefully it goes on that button. I have missed this talisman before, just coming in and right out of this room. And I got to, I think at Reignited I actually missed this before, and I got to where you fight Crush, and it's like, oh yeah, you don't have all the talismans you need. So I'm not going to get this one right now. I'm going to get this at the end, because that is the last turtle box, and it does warp me back to that third room. But this is turtle soup. Basically, these turtles go straight towards that the soup in the middle, because he wants to cook them, but we're going to save the turtles. And with that first round, normally 3 turtles spawn, but if you get it quick enough, you can actually do it with only 2 spawning. I don't know what exactly causes that, but it helps us, and it saves us time. So we'll take what we can get. But yeah, we're just gonna. I think there's like 10 turtles that we have to hit here. It does get a little scary. If you don't hit like all the turtles in first try, it gets it gets a little scary because like they start to pile up a little bit. Oh, I hit both of those. But yeah, basically you just don't want them to go into the soup in the middle. You can flame them, but if you flame them and then you try to charge them and like knocks them around, it totally messes up their hitbox. So we just do our best to try to charge them as much as we can and only flame if necessary. All right, and then one of the fun things about the super flame is that if you're underwater, you get like a projectile, and if you're close enough to the wall, it goes right through the wall. So I'm just gonna aim down, and we hit that last box through the floor. And we're gonna warp back here, and we're done with Sunny Beach. And I'm gonna use that same concept again here in Aquaria Towers, to basically skip to the end of the level early, because usually there's all these buttons around Aquaria Towers that fill each room up with water. But if you hit the last button in the last room early, you you get to, it fills up the rest of the level with water, so you don't have to go around and hit all the individual buttons. So I'm gonna use that going through the wall to my advantage right now. I'm gonna hit the first button, which is right here at the beginning. I'm gonna shove my face into a corner and just start shooting. Oops, I didn't mean to hit the seahorse. I'm gonna shove my face in the corner and just start shooting. Hopefully I hit it. I did hit some stuff there, but I am gonna try to line it up. Where is it at? Hold on, I'm gonna try to reset real quick. There it is. Yeah, there's a little audio cue that you get. Hit it. So now the entire rest of the level is filled up with water. And we're gonna do the main area backwards. I think I missed. Yeah, I missed that 2 gem there. Again, using pretty much the sound cues to know if you missed a gem or not. We're gonna take out these robo sharks here so they don't eat us. They do instantly kill you if they do eat you. And always scary when they start coming towards you. Ooh, there we go. Got that gem. Yeah, underwater movement is a little not perfect. I think it works well for the game, especially from this generation, but it is a little bit annoying as any underwater level.
I was actually going to ask, what are your feelings about underwater levels in terms of movement?
Yeah, not fun. But I think this game does handle it a lot better than a lot of other games from the time. Even better than like some games now. But yeah, this is usually a room that you have to hit a button to fill up with water. And I think with game, it has like certain like water heights just still in there. So we are actually able to go through the surface of this water, even when we were swimming, and then pop back out and be on land. All right. And then we're just gonna clean up some here. We're gonna get the talisman. If you get up here early, without filling up the room with water, he will not give you the talisman, and it does not soft lock the game. But you have to exit and re-enter the level to reactivate him again, or else he won't talk to you. This is another fun skip that is pretty easy to do. You just hold charge and like up, and I hit right. Usually there's an invisible wall right there, but we just do this and we get to push ourselves out of bounds. And what this does, it allows us to skip the saving all the seahorses, which the king there, he wants to us to go through all the 6 towers to save 6 seahorses, but we're going to save the last one. And he's okay with that. He apparently doesn't care about the other 5. So we know which one is his favorite child. Yeah, it pretty much allows us to skip going through the entire level again and saving 6 different seahorses. Just that little out of bounds. And note, that one is another like super easy out of bounds that you can show off to your friends if you want to.
I've been trying.
I do see a couple questions in the chat. I did see it pop up a couple times. I'm playing this on a PS2. A PS2 is the optimal way to play this game because it does have the quickest loads. But you can run on emulator, which is perfectly fine. Certain emulators are allowed for the leaderboards if you ever want to speedrun this game. That's what I recommend starting off on if you're just starting off the game, just because it's, you know, money investment and everything, and it's easy to practice on with save states and everything. So if you do want to speedrun the game, there is a Spyro Discord for every single Spyro game, the original, originals, the remakes, all of the, you know, Enter the Dragonfly, Hero's Tale, the handhelds. I think not too long, like a couple months ago, someone brought up some of the mobile games that that you can play that they recently added to the boards, which is super cool. So, Spyro community, great community. I love. Met a whole bunch of people. Some of them I became really good friends with. I see a couple of them. I see like Gaffy, Clock in the chat.
Yeah, they're a very cool and supportive community, and the Discord's organized well with all the different channels and stuff. I mean, if you guys want, I can drop the invite link in the chat.
Yeah, I did miss a gem somewhere in Summer Forest. I don't know where it is, so I do have to. I am going to go back and get it quick. I didn't get the little confirmation for level complete, so I'm going to kill a little bit of time. Oh, it was one of those gems. I always worry about that, but I haven't missed one yet. I think it was one of the gems on the stairs over here. Oops. So a little unfortunate time loss that I have to deal with, just because I do have to collect everything. Yeah, there we go. Alright, and I'm just gonna go back to Autumn Plains. So this is the last homeworld that we have to do. The longest homeworld that we have to do. So there are, I think, 10 levels we have to do. So we're gonna start off. This is one of my least favorite levels in the run, which is Scorch. Mainly because of one guy. His name is Bombo, and he is a menace. You'll see you have to do like 3 different challenges with him. It's really annoying. Oh. But we're going to try to route around the level around doing that challenge, because we have to go across some of the areas a couple times. So I'm basically going to skip pretty much directly to the end right here. Just get a couple gems here at the beginning. Grab this, and then we're just going to double jump and get over here. And then skip way over here. But we're not going to go fully to the end of the level, because we'll do that later. But we do have to talk to Handle here to activate Bombo's minigame. Usually you can't do it because there is a Super Flame power-up that you have to get, which requires 20 enemies defeated to activate it. But because we didn't lower this bridge, we have to skip out of bounds right there. We're not really out of bounds, but come on. There we go. I want to get that guy. We're going to knock Bombo down. Okay, we did knock him down. And we actually are going to lower the button right now, just so I can access the end of the level without having to go over like any walls or anything. But this guy, super annoying. He throws bombs at you, in case you didn't get from his name. And if he hits you, you have to restart that section of the challenge. Luckily, the first section is the shortest one, so it's not too horrible getting hit there, but obviously you don't want to get hit. I have heard that he does read your inputs, so he can do a very good job of throwing where you're going, which is very, very annoying. So here, we're going to activate him, but we're not going to get him right away. We're going to do the other minigame while we're here, because this is the only time we come to this area, which is Hunter's minigame. He has another orb for us. And this one, he has these monkeys escape from the zoo, so we have to round them up. A little bit of an auto-scroller-ish section. Just so I don't get hit by the monkeys here. If I jump in like certain places, I know it causes the sky to freak out a little bit. Yeah, there we go. Get the sky freaking out a little bit up there. I don't know what causes it. Pretty cool to see. But I flame a little early so they can stop throwing these coconuts at me. And I try to time it so they drop when Hunter gets right beneath them.
Thanks for your help.
Now we're getting another orb from Hunter, because Hunter apparently has all the orbs. I think I saw Gaffy say earlier, Hunter is the true enemy of this game. Luckily, we don't have to deal with him as much in OG, but mainly the Ripto fight, Hunter is... he's dropping the orb, so we just blame him for anything bad that happens. Also got hit by Bombo there again. Fun. Love seeing it. Just gonna push him through that door there. Don't get hit by a bomb. We can do a little gem collection while I'm pushing him around. Alright. Oh, let's not get hit. Always scary. But yeah. You usually have to chase him all the way around, but you can just double jump right up here, and then you're safe up here, so you can just charge and push him all the way around. Super nice. This last one, I'm not going to do that double jump. I'm going to go and get the rest of the gems. I'm going to try to get in front of Bombo and push him. So we're going to get in front of him, try to stay in front of him, and then collect all the rest of the gems in that last area. Alright, get the rest of the gems here. Let me get this camel, because he always hits me. We're going to combo a little bit forward while we collect these gems. And we're going to try to get out of bounds right here, but if I don't, it's not the end of the world. No, yeah, I messed up that double jump. That was pretty bad, so it's fine. We're just going to come out here. There he is. So, I bonked. Hopefully I could stay in front of him. Oh, uh-oh. Alright, he's in front of me now, which is a little scary. Alright, but it's fine. We managed. Usually I want to stay in front of him until pretty much this talisman, which is when he'll normally pass me. But that's fine. We didn't get hit, so we're all good.
Great job.
And this is the last of the orb, and we are done with Scorch. We're going to be heading over to Breeze Harbor next, which has some of the most infamous challenges. One of them is the trolley minigame, which we actually don't do in the run, and I'll explain it more as I get there. But we're going to come down here. Let's get a couple gems on the way. That. Okay, I got all those reds earlier. Nice. Alright, and part of the lore of this game is that the birds are at war with the blobs. So in this in this world, we're siding with the birds and defeating the blobs. And then when we get over to Zephyr in a little bit, you'll see that we are fighting for the blobs against the birds. Which is, it's not explained really in the game, but you do kind of pick up on that a little bit. One of the challenges here, you usually have to get those big metal sphere guys with cannons, but they die with the super flame, so again, being overpowered. So here is part of the trolley minigame. You usually have to get on the trolley, collect these 50 gears that are on the track. But luckily, we could just collect them as Spyro. Can't do it in Reignited, unfortunately. We have tried. But yeah, you can just collect them. There is no counter them. So you do have to like pay attention, make sure you don't miss any. Because if you miss them, you do have to do the trolley minigame. So yeah, we're just gonna run all along the track here, collecting all the gears. Hopefully we don't have any trouble with the trolley today. Alright. I do have to be careful because if I do get too close to the actual trolley over there, it draws me in and I have to do the trolley minigame. So I am playing a little bit safe and taking a very safe route here to not get too close to it. Alright, and that should be all 50 gears, so I am gonna just come out of bounds right here and talk to this guy, and that was great. So we got all 50 and we got the orb without having to do the actual trolley. So no trouble today. And we're gonna use the double jump to our advantage to get all the way over here. Usually you have to light a fire and get flung over here. And then usually there's a couple fires here that you have to get to raise the ship up, but we're just gonna get on top of the ship and come here to the end of the level to get the talisman. So a lot of just using that double jump to get out of bounds, use it to our advantage, and skipping significant portions of the game. Okay, I did get that 5. Alright. I do have to be a little bit careful because I have missed gems here before. So I'm just going to make sure I get all of them. And there's a lot of fodder here, so I hit them a lot, and Sparks likes to eat them and not pick up gems. Alright, I do have to time these guys. Alright. There we go. Let me get the lineup just right.
Thanks.
But yeah, those are both the orbs. Only 2 orbs in Breeze Harbor, so a little bit of a shorter level here. But we're just going to do the rest of the gem cleanup. Finishing that challenge did warp us back to like the first half of the level, so all the gems and stuff that I just left behind on purpose here, we're just going to clean up here right now. I always get hit by that guy, always, every single time. And that's Breeze Harbor. Alright, next level is Skelos Badlands. Skelos, it's a little scarier level because you do take quite a few intentional damages. And it does have a mystery vase. And the thing is, if you die when you're like going through with a mystery vase, it does reset. So if I die, I have to go back to the end of the level, have to go backwards through the level again. So I have blue sparks right now. I do want to get 1 fodder before I get to the end of the level. I want to keep sparks as healthy as possible throughout this level. So I'm just going to do a little double jump here. Alright, that's fine. The fodder body blocked my my flame for the rocket, but it's okay. We needed that anyway. So one of the challenges here is Bone Dance, which is a pretty cool challenge, and actually one of our a category that we have is called Bone Dance. Just like a meme category that people like to run. Basically the goal is to get to this level and do the Bone Dance minigame as quickly as possible. It's a pretty cool run, nice and short. But we do love Bone Dance. Also, I can't hit this lizard apparently. There we go.
What are your thoughts on the Bone Dance and Reignited? Because I had a friend that did not like that dance.
Oh yeah, the Reignited Bone Dance. A lot of people. I'm okay with it.
Yeah, I was like, well, they're pretty topical right now, aren't they?
Yeah.
At least when it came out.
Yeah. Yeah, if you don't know, anyone who doesn't know, the Bone Dance, basically you're getting all these bones, and you're helping one of the guys here rebuild his friend, which is a skeleton. Alright. And he does a little dance for you, and in Reignited, he does floss. So, a lot of people don't like that. Alright, need to be a little careful here, because I do have no sparks. So, if you saw, I did leave that, one bone, purely because I don't have enough sparks to get it and get out safely, so I have to collect a couple of butterflies here to feed sparks to get him back up, and then I'm going to go back and get it right now. So it does kill a little bit of time. I do have to get that gem too, but it is better than dying. And he does warp us here, and here's the Bone Dance. You get to see it here. There we go. He's dancing there. He's having a good time. I did miss gem because I don't have sparks. Yeah, if you do watch the full Bone Dance, he does a bit more. But alright, and then we're just gonna come here to the end of the level. I'm gonna get a little bit more fodder. I got that green. Alright, and these should be the last of the gems. I should get that 400, perfect. And this challenge was so hard as a kid. Basically, these lizards want to go eat the people, and you have to stop them from eating the people. But the time on it is pretty tight, especially without the super flame, and if you don't know the order already.
Well done, Grant.
But with this challenge with the super flame and everything, you could just snipe them from far away, and knowing the order helps so much.
Yeah, I was gonna say the order is the same every time, correct?
It is.
Cool.
Yeah, it is different between the first and second challenge. But it is the same for each one.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. No RNG in this one, as opposed to oh god, that one level. Oh my god, I am totally blanking. Where you have to race Hunter with the crystals and stuff.
Oh yeah, Molten Crater with the popcorn minigame.
Yep.
Not Molten Crater. Wait. Magma Cone. Molten Crater Spyro 3.
I was going to say, I know like cone is the end of it, but I didn't want to make a goon out of myself. But yeah, you're correct.
Yeah, there are a couple levels I get mixed up between Spyro 1, 2, and 3. I think like Cloud Temples and Cloud Spires I get mixed up all the time. But yeah, we're heading into Crystal Glacier. Crystal Glacier definitely has the best challenge in the run, which you'll see at the very end. Oh, did not make that jump. I'll try it again. If not, I'll just on that bone there to get a little bit more height. Oh, alright. Let's go on the bone. Get more height to save from trying that a couple more times, but we're alright. Oop, and I fell off the bone. But yeah, we get to see George. George is the best boy in Spyro. I don't think I got that. But we'll see him here at the end. There is a jump that you can do here to get up that wall, but it is pretty difficult, and it does take me a little while to get sometimes. So I'm just gonna be safe, free these guys, and get up there. I do have to kill 15 enemies in this level to activate the Super Fly, which is used for one of the challenges. I do have to be careful around here because the platforming is a little tight. Alright. 9, I should be good coming in here. If not, there's another enemy I can get. Actually, I can leave that gem. Not the end of the world because I go back through that room. But I am going to go out of bounds, or not out of bounds. I'm just going to get on a little tricky platforming here to skip into the end area, skipping a cutscene to get the talent. This little top area is not solid, so you just walk right through, and you can talk right to this guy. And you get the talisman for the level. It skips you having to kill all the enemies, freeing all the guys, and they roll a snowball down the hill, which destroys the little gate that he's in. Alright, yeah, 14. I'll just make sure I get that gem. Yeah, one more guy right there for 15. I have to wait for this one though. Come on, there we go. This challenge, just getting the Draklets, easier with Super Flame, like most other challenges, because you can get them from far away. Usually you have to get like right up on them. Come on. And the good thing about like the Super Flame is that you don't have to be like super accurate with it. Like if it hits a wall next to them, the explosion does take care of them. Alright, I did miss this one. There we go. Alright, I am running out of... Please, I'm missing these guys a lot. And I ran out of the Superfly. But luckily I'm here at the end section, and it is all connected right here. The unfortunate thing is that they do spawn more if you take too much time. Usually I have 2 spawn, but I got 3 that time, so it's all fine. I am going to do a double jump here from Superfly that just allows you to get a lot of height from, just to skip up here. And now we get to see the man, the myth, the legend. It's George. Look at him, he's so cute. Everyone, if you have any cute emotes, I want to see them in the chat, please. Look at him, and we just gotta feed him some fish. I am gonna stand off to the side because everyone in my chat gets mad at me if I shoot towards him and I flame him in the face. So, gotta be nice to George. I'm loving the cute emotes. Come on, George. But yeah, a little bit of an auto-scroller section, so you don't really see him outside of 100%. We're gonna feed him the last fish here, and we're gonna go return him to his owner. We do have to stay close to him. If we get too far away, he just stops. So I do have to keep a little bit of an eye on him, make sure he doesn't wander off. Getting him around that corner, perfect. Alright, so you get that last gem there.
You found.
Clock, I've been trying to get the SRT community to route George into 40 orb for so long, but no one has budged.
I think it's so sad we don't do that in 40 orbs.
Yeah.
I love that challenge.
Yeah.
And the green bugs make me mad every time, especially like if that one kind of like glitches up in the air. It's just bull rage.
Oh, I've seen that happen before.
It's happened to me at least twice, and I would not recommend.
All right, we are heading into Zephyr now, which is one of the more, I don't know, I don't know how to describe it. Zephyr is a pain sometimes, mainly with the Calyx, and I missed this jump, so I need to try it again. Ooh, I'm just trying to get on the geometry over here, and skipping over here. The Calyx are pretty jank. I think they're more jank in Reignited, because they kind of fly over the place. They're a bit more solid in this game. Ooh, I missed that. I try to get the snipe on this balloon. But they're still a pain. All right. But yeah, we're gonna do a little out of bounds right here. Oh, I got that bird. I don't know how I killed that bird. But yeah, okay, the birds killed themselves, which is good because you want to get those birds because when you're trying to round up the Calyx, they will drop bombs on you, so you want to get them as quickly as possible. We're gonna do a little out of bounds right here to skip into the Romeo and Juliet section of the game. See if I can get this one. Perfect. And this basically is like a little puzzle. The professor gives you these little seeds that you plant all around, and you have to like plant them in different places and, you know, do a little platform and get up here, but we just go out of bounds, skip right to the professor, and then he gives us 2 more seeds that we're also going to ignore just to get over here to Juliet, and return her to Romeo. And we get both orbs very, very quickly, which is super nice. Now we gotta round up the Calyx. I think they're a bit more predictable in this game, so... but they are annoying if they go somewhere we don't want them to go. There are 7 of them in the level that we need to round up all of them. And you can see when they like hit off things, they just kind of go wherever they want. I just need to make sure I get my line up there.
Seems like in...
Oh, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, it seems like in Reignited, they like bounce up like vertically a little bit more, as opposed to these guys.
Do you know this?
Yeah, when you charge them, yeah, when you charge them, they go through, they go forward a bit more. But if you super flame them, they go higher. And also, I think in Reignited, when you charge them, you just go right through them. Don't bonk on them. Alright. There, both these guys across.
Do you like the lore with this level and, I was gonna say Breeze Harbor?
Yeah, I do. I do. Helping out both sides of the war. Spyro helping both sides, so he always comes out on top. Alright. If there are any donations, this would be a good time for it. Well, I knocked that guy off. Just while I round up the Calyx.
Actually, this is a great time, once again, to little information about the charity for FTLG. It is Haven House. Haven House isn't just about end-of-life care. The hospice is often a happy and fun place where young people can live life to the full. Haven House is where families feel safe, at home, and where they can spend quality time together, enabling parents to be parents and not caregivers. Care delivery can take place in a variety of settings, including at home and in the hospice. Care and support is provided by specialist nurses, healthcare support workers, counselors, play specialists, music therapists, physiotherapists, and family support workers. So feel free to donate, !donate to see our Tiltify right there. I'll put that right there in the chat. And every little bit helps. And yeah, we actually mentioned a little bit earlier, we have some neat giveaways going on. Your donations can also go towards any bid wars and things of that nature. So yeah.
All right, thank you for that. But yeah, just rounding up, there's 2 Calyx in here. There is a Super Flame power-up that, you know, we obviously don't use. This guy, he's on top of those baskets right there. So as you can see, these Calyx, they're absolutely perfect. Let me just double check, make sure I got the gems that fall down here. Looks like I did. Alright, and these are the last 2 Calyx we need to round up. Oops. But yeah, the good thing about these Calyx is that if you stand behind them, they'll pretty much just walk from you, so it does make it a little bit easier to line up. But it does, like, have them walk in the wrong directions if you aren't standing in the right spot. But yeah, as you saw, there was a mystery base that we're gonna pretty much go chase down the rest of the level backwards. I'm gonna do another little out of bounds right here. Oops. Just get back to this room. It's quicker than going around. Alright, got both those gems. Super nice. But yeah. We're just gonna get these. I'm gonna try to snipe that. No, I didn't get the balloon. It's okay, we're gonna get it like that. But yeah, we're gonna run around. You know, just, oh, these birds are always super annoying sometimes. Some of them are predictable, but I just want to avoid getting hit. Like this one usually has a bomb. I don't know why he doesn't. I try to get that base early. Grab these, and this should be the end of Zephyr. Yep, there we go. All right, now we are on to the second to last speedway. We're going to Metro Speedway. Metro Speedway's, it's all right. I always found it just kind of all right. I like the theme of it. I always found it just kind of all right as a speedway. We're gonna talk to Allura right here.
Well done.
He's gonna activate the whirlwind to get up to Metro Speedway. Yeah, just another speedway. Going through, getting all the enemies. I like, for some reason, when I'm like not thinking about it sometimes, because if you've noticed in like a lot of levels, there are like intro cutscenes. I sometimes go to like just mash through intro cutscenes on speedways when I don't need to, and I like pause the game and everything. But yeah, just trying to do this as quickly as possible, taking good lines. The outside here is pretty fun. If you get it right, you have all these bungee jumpers and pigeons that you need to get, and with the super fly, it makes it, or a super flame, it makes it so you can get them pretty quickly. I usually aim for the bird first, and that activates the lights. So if you miss the bird or not, if the lights turn on or not. So I think that's the quickest I've ever finished Metro. And then we're gonna do the mayor's minigame here, which is more thieves. And we're just gonna follow Hunter. Hunter's actually gonna be helpful for once. He's gonna laser these thieves, and they're gonna drop the gems that they stole. Unfortunately, we don't get any of these gems. You would think we'd get some of them as like a little reward for helping. We get an orb, but yeah, pretty straightforward. Kind of kind of just an auto-scroller-esque section. It's nice knowing the route, because if you do miss one, it is a lot of time lost. That's the theme with a lot of the Speedway challenges, is that you have to get everything or you have to restart. So, like, in Ocean Speedway, you have to get all the rings or else you restart. This one, you have to get all the gems or else restart, and they do cost a lot of time if you don't do them right. We're going to go on to... So what I'm going to do right now, since I don't have all the talismans in the game, Alora will actually take us to a level where we don't have a talisman. And luckily, it's always the same. She's going to take us here to Fracture Hills, which is super convenient. So we don't have to run all the way over here to get to this level. Because this is inside the castle, kind of where we did Scorch, which is the first level in this homeworld that we did. Got the awesome bagpipes. And then this level has one of the most annoying minigames. You'll see it, but we do skip it. You'll see it in a minute. But what I'm going to try to do here is I'm going to try to shoot 2 of these statues here at once. And basically what it does, usually this guy talks to you, but it just allows us to skip the dialogue. I did get the fodder there, so I do want to be at higher than green sparks. But the fun thing about this category, we're gonna do the alchemist minigame. But as you saw, I was able to super flame the giant, or the stone cutters, which is what these big guys are called, and it destroys them. So basically, what we're gonna do, we're gonna destroy all of them before the alchemist minigame. And if you don't know what the alchemist minigame is, it's basically an escort mission, and he takes this super convoluted route that makes him get hit a bunch. Even though he's like right there, and he needs to get to Hunter, which is right there, who's right there to my right. He takes the most unoptimal route, so we're just gonna help him out a little bit by getting rid of all the stone cutters, because they do want to hit him, and they'll make him drop his potion.
Legit,
so now,
walk right into the stone cutters.
Yeah. Yeah. But now they're all destroyed, so I'm just going to use the time while he's walking and just collect some gems. I'm going to try to do the other orb challenge in the meantime. If I do this right, get that gem. I like to get that one because he hits me sometimes.
The alchemist skip and reignited is so cool.
Yes, it is. I love doing it. I love not having to do this minigame. Alright, that's fine. Oh, he didn't get that green gem. That's okay, though. We'll get it later. And this is another orb challenge. You usually have to take a supercharge all the way around the level and get to this section. But we just flame the door and get through. And because this challenge finished after we talked to her, we get teleported over here. So it does some time. And this challenge... usually, when there are stone cutters, the way you actually destroy them is Hunter goes around, shoots them with his bow, and you what's it called? You do head bash them. This door isn't opening, but they're all gone. So Hunter actually doesn't do anything. He just gives you the orb. Alright, yeah, these trees with the bees are really annoying sometimes. Oh, I missed him. I got the tree, though. There we go. Yeah, just try to... it does stop your movement when you do free one of those guys, so I'm trying to get as much movement as I can. I'm gonna walk past that guy. Please.
Do the bushes in this game still like eat you up and have that absurdly long animation?
Yes, they do.
Oh no.
Yeah. now we freed all the satyrs, and we're just gonna head to the end of the level. And I should have 400. 400 out of 400. Perfect. Just gonna get the talisman here. And we are done with Fracture Hills.
Do we have time for a donation?
Of course.
Awesome. We have a 56-pound donation from Meow Cleo Meow 11 with no message, but that brings our total up to 2501 pounds, which has officially exceeded our goal. So thank you so much for that donation.
Hey, let's go.
Hey.
2,500 pounds.
Let's get some hypes in the chat if you have any hype emotes.
Yeah, thank you everyone who's donated for this great cause. It does help a lot, no matter how much you donate. It does add up. It does help, or even just being here and watching and spreading the word helps immensely. But really happy we could hit the goal during my run, which is super cool.
Yeah, that's awesome. Thank you, everyone, so much for your support. Even watching, lurking, chatting, all of that means so much to us, so thank you.
Get this gem. Yeah. Here's the level we were talking about earlier, Magma Cone. And we're going to see the popcorn minigame. I don't know if it's actually called popcorn in the game. But that's the I guess common name we give it. We're just gonna go.
It's what it looks like when it pops out of the. So might as well.
Yeah, we're gonna go out of bounds here, and just go right to Hunter. All right, but yeah, there are 2 rounds of this. I think Hunter cheats during this game because he sometimes gets like perfect RNG. And it's very not fun to lose, this one. First round isn't that bad. But the second one is a pain. You have to get 15, and I think Hunter is like a lot better. He snatches them up a lot quicker.
Okay.
Yeah, he's definitely faster in that second phase.
Yeah.
I'll give you a...
So I do want to try to steal some from him when I can. Because he gets some like super quickly sometimes. But,
and then other times he'll like pause before grabbing.
Yeah. I think if he's there before it pops up, he'll get it right away, and if he arrives there after, he'll like wait to get it. Also, we're tied right now, which is not good. Alright, I'm gonna go over to him and try to steal some. Alright, I see one more. Right here. Alright. We didn't lose.
Well done.
Yeah. Alright, and then we're just gonna do a little bit. We actually don't get any more orbs till we get inside the volcano, but just gonna clean up this outside area. I'm actually gonna leave those gems there, because I'm gonna come back in just a minute. I use a little bit of out of bounds to right in that area to get up to the top so I don't have to climb. I'm just gonna grab all these gems on the way. That guy's annoying. He like always gets you. But luckily he didn't this time. Oh, nice. Alright, come on, Spyro, get up here. There we go. And then we're gonna skip this elevator right here. We're gonna grab all these gems that are here. This is a good spot to, like, if you're low on sparks, just getting this butterfly there. Doesn't waste any time getting. Hopefully I don't flop. There we go. Sometimes when you like come inbounds right there, you do a flop, and it just sends you to the bottom, and you have to like die and reset. But this is a minigame that becomes trivial with the super flame. Usually there's like all these rocks, like, you know, sitting around. You'll see a couple of them, like right there to the left, that you have to grab for each one of these guys and then go spit it at them. I think I got that guy. I don't know if I did. If not, I can get him at the end. But with the super flame, it allows you just to go and just hit them all without having to pick up any rocks at all. Okay, I did miss the one guy, but he's right next to the last guy that I get. So just gonna get him right here.
Thanks, but
Alright, and then we're gonna use this ladder right here to close the volcano, which is the last thing you need to do in this level to get the talisman.
thanks for
And with that, we are done with Magma Cone. We only have 2 more levels left. It seems like I just started. But we do just have Shady and Icy Speedway.
And 3 more orbs, right?
3 more orbs, yes.
Awesome.
So we are getting close to the end of the run. Alright. Get that. And getting those gems. Shady, it's an alright level. It's a little bit of an escort mission that you have to do with Shorty here. So you do have to keep an eye on them. But overall, I think it's an okay level. You just have to feed Shorty these apples to make them get bigger. And they'll smash through those gates and let you continue. Ooh, it's okay. It's okay that I missed that. I'll get it at the end. Because this is a level with one of those mystery bases that take us backwards to the level, and we actually end up way at the beginning. So I'm just gonna get some of these gems while I wait. These little genie people there always hit me. Their hitboxes are so weird. Ooh. There we go. I do need to kill 18 enemies because there is a shield power-up that I do need to activate, so I do need to be mindful. I think there's only 21 enemies in the level, so I'm only allowed to miss like 3 of them. But usually I do have enough. One of these green gems is one of the ones that like Sparks does not like to pick up for some reason. Alright, fell in the goop there. Don't hit me? Okay, cool. As long as I don't go Sparks here, I'm fine. Alright, and then yeah, we're at 19 enemies, so we are perfectly fine. Here's the mystery base. And I shouldn't really encounter any more enemies for the rest of the game, pretty much. Just need to not fall in the group right here. This minigame, there's a bunch of these thieves around that stole the magic lamps. Just need to get them all. They're super easy to get with the super flame. But yeah, the first one is right here. Come on, line up. There we go. Alright, and then since I got the 18 enemies, I activate the shield. Do this. This is usually, like, when you're playing the game, this is one where you have to backtrack to, because you usually don't have the head bash ability at this point in the game. And then they do explode with the super flame, which is super nice. I don't have to head bash them all. I'm just gonna do a little bit of gem cleanup. Luckily, I still keep the shield power up, so I can just run across some of these. little goopy areas. Come down here, and then do a little orb or gem cleanup, and then the last thief is right there. We're going to try to get as much as we can over here before we get in, because it will warp us back to the top once we get the last thief. I just want to make sure I get these reds. Okay, I got that last red. So we're at 63 orb, 1 orb left. I'm just gonna get the mystery base right there. I think I missed it. I did miss it. I don't think I missed it. Alright, and then just gonna come down here. Get these, and I missed this one. And this should be Shady Oasis done. And we are on to our last level. It is a speedway. Unfortunately, this run does end on a speedway than like a final boss or something. It's just the nature of the run because we do all the bosses early, but still satisfying to get done. And then because I got Gulp Skip first try in this run, I do need to end. I do need to grab these. And 2589 is where exactly I need to be, because we end at 10,000, and we get 400 in this level. So yeah, just another speedway, icy speedway. We do have time for any like last-minute donations, if there are any.
Let's see, no last donations, but yeah, just as we said earlier, every little bit counts, whether it's £1, £2, etc., to help support Haven House. So, yeah, we certainly appreciate any donations, but then again, you know, of course, we appreciate, you know, y'all chilling and lurking. It's amazing, all the folks that have been stopping by tonight. But actually, I mean, right now is a great time to ask, you know, where folks can find you and your channel, or any shout outs or comments and stuff.
So yeah, I stream on Twitch at twitch.tv HammerHeadLabs. I stream a bunch of Spyro. This is one of the big games I've been focusing on lately, so I've PB'd a lot in it since I've submitted, so that's why I'm finishing a lot under estimate right now. But I do run Crash, I do run Spyro, I've started running Mario Galaxy. Yeah, it's a fun time over there. I do have like a Twitter too. It's there in the description. I could see it. But yeah, we're on our last orb challenge now. And time is gonna end when I collect the last orb. So Hunter's dragging us through. We're gonna go through these rings. These rings are a little bit of a pain sometimes, especially in the last half of them. But also I do want to shout out, you know, some of my friends I see in the chat. I see D. Gaffy, who did a run of Hollow Knight yesterday, which was really cool to see. I see Clock, I saw Zingo, and then I do want to shout out the entire Spyro community. Have been super helpful with everything in this game. Always super helpful in the Discord. Any questions that you have, someone will be there to answer. But yeah, timing is gonna end when I get this orb in about 3. Or there, time. So yeah, that is Spyro 2, 100%.
Time was 2:11:37. Well done.
Very nice, very nice. That was actually like close to my PB like 2 days ago. So
That's awesome.
Yeah, and there's 100% in all the levels. But yeah, thank you everyone for having me. I really appreciate it. I could show off this amazing game. It's definitely like the most fun game I've ever ran. Even like when I'm playing bad, because you're so overpowered, it's just fun to move around as Spyro. And I think that's what makes a great speed game, is just one where it's just fun to move around. I know, anticlimactic ending where it's a speedway. I know, Gaffy. but yeah, thanks again. I really appreciate. And, you know, everything going towards good cause. And yeah, I'll be back tomorrow to host a little bit in the evening. So if you want to hear some more of me, you can hear me then. But other
yeah,
than that,
yeah. Thank you so much for the amazing run. Yeah, folks. Yeah, be sure to go check out Hammer at their Twitch. And yeah, be sure to stay tuned, keep watching and lurking. You know, as I said, your support and you being here means the world to us. And if you're able, please consider donating, because every little bit helps provide hospice care for children at Haven House. So yeah, be sure to stick around for more awesome runs. And thank you so much again, Hammer.
all right, yeah, thank you, and thanks for hosting.
Not a
You're
problem.
a great host, great host.
Thank you. It's always fun to do these events. So yeah, that means a lot.
All right.
everybody, this is Yuri Lowenthal. You may know me as Ben Tennyson from Ben 10, Sasuke from Naruto, or Spider-Man from the PS4 Spider-Man game. And I am here to talk about the FTLG Marathon to raise funds for Haven House, which is a children's hospice. I have donated 2 signed prints. One will go to the top bidder, the top donator, and the second one will be for someone to be picked at random. So, please pay attention. Please donate, and let's do this. Let's raise some money for kids. I know you can do this. Come on.
Yes, indeed. It is called Lothric, where the transitory lands of the Lords of Cinder converge. In venturing north, the pilgrims discover the truth of the old words. The fire fades, and the lords go without thrones. When the link of fire is threatened, the bell tolls, unearthing the old lords of Cinder from their graves. Aldrich, saint of the deep, Farron's undead legion, the Abyss Watchers. And the reclusive lord of the profaned capital. Yon the giant. Only in truth, the lords will abandon their thrones. And the unkindled will rise. Nameless, accursed undead, unfit even to be cinder. And so it is that ash seeketh embers.
Every single hour with you vanished just like that. They say there ain't no such thing as a good death. Depends on which side of the gun you're on and what you're fighting for. Not many kind souls left in purgatory. Most were cursed or sent to the abyss. But a few folks are looking out for me, helping where they can. Others, more problematic. There's an old saying. The only thing evil requires to succeed is for good men to do nothing. Living or dead, still true. And I'm through doing nothing.
Fighting fire from hell.